Do you like any celebrity chefs? I remember talking to Dean about it, and he said that's like Gordon Ramsay is actually a beast in the kitchen,
Yes.
and that a lot of other people are kind of more, they're okay cooks, but their personalities more than anything.
Right. And that's a pretty apt description of most quote unquote celebrity chefs.
Hmm.
Like Gordon Ramsay's, he has Michelin stars. He's the real deal. Um, David Chang's another one who's not fucking around. Um, Other than those guys, I haven't really followed that kind of culture in a long time. Um, Most of the Food Network hosts were just personalities.
Like who? Like a Martha Stewart.
Yeah. I mean, clearly that's an easy one. Um, and I'm not trying to disparage any of these. Like they made a career out of it. Good for them. But um, they're not. I wouldn't call them chefs. A lot of them.
Okay, so they're like pretty good cooks. Not to take away from their abilities in the kitchen, but
Right.
how would I say?
Being a chef is more than just being a cook.
Yeah, it's like managing people, being in the trenches.
Right. Managing supply chains and inventory and schedules, and there's a lot to go, and there's a lot of administrative type duties. It's a lot more than just cooking. It's about that's about 30%, if that.
Is the actual cooking part.
Unfortunately, most of us don't get into this for a desk job, but
Yeah,
that's what it's up.
I forgot who said. Maybe it was Dean too. God, I gotta talk to Dean again. He was a very interesting guy
Yeah,
with the greatest name I've heard in a long time, Dean Diamond.
yeah.
Now he told me the story that somebody cut their hand, right? Put a glove on, duct taped it, and then went through the whole shift. And then by the time the shift was done, it was like a balloon full of blood.
I believe that.
Like that's the kind of toughness that you need in the kitchen.
When I was 23, I want to say probably 23, I cut the tip of my thumb off while cutting lettuce.
Oh my god. Lettuce of all things? Oh my god.
So I went to the sous chef holding my thumb, saying, "Hey, I think I need to go to the clinic." And he was like, "Get the bleeding to stop, put a glove on it, get back to work."
Oh my god. How did you feel about that at the time?
I mean, realistically, they weren't going to be able, even if I did go to the clinic, they weren't going to be able to do much for me. I mean, it wasn't deep enough to where it hit the bone. So, I mean, the most they were going to do is bandage it up and get the bleeding to stop and send me on my way. And I could do that myself.
And the chef knew that.
Yes. Yes.
God, that's so scary though, man. First time is the worst, right? First time.
Yeah. After that, it's a little easier.
What
Well, I
are
did stick myself in the hand one time. I had to go to get stitches. That was a serious.
what are some injuries that you've seen on other people?
Mostly just burns. I've been lucky enough that I haven't really seen I haven't seen any horrific injuries in the kitchen. I've heard horror stories, but I've never actually seen any myself. Or been other than like I said, I stabbed myself in the finger one time. I cut off the tip of my thumb one time. Other than that, it's just burns and I guess the next worst thing was I burned the palm of my hand, the handle of a pan that had been over a burner.
Oh,
Um, so my whole palm was blistered for a few days. Um, I think those are really the worst. Other than that, it's just little grease splatters you get on your arms.
yeah. You get like little dots and shit.
Yeah,
Over time, everybody would get that though, right?
right. Yeah, bumping an oven door with your arm, and you can see the burn scars on a cook. You can tell what they do. kind of a it's kind of an unspoken uh, way to tell.
Like how long you've been in the industry.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's a
funny.
it's a very distinctive. An oven door burn mark is a very distinctive mark.
Damn. You know, I almost stabbed Dean Diamond because I turned with the knife pointing out like a dummy rather than, pointing down like I should have.
Hmm.
Yeah.
When I was working at that diner, when I was a dishwasher, when I was like 17 or whatever, one of the line cooks taught me why you let people know when you're behind them, because
Yep.
he put his hips up against the cutting board because lines are very narrow. He's like, okay, stand behind me. And he put his he was a big dude, so I couldn't see around him. He
Mhm.
put his hips against the cutting board so I could get by him. And he picked up the knife, held it close to him, and then he turned around, and I physically had to move or I would have gotten stabbed.
Yeah.
So he illustrated to me when I was 17 why you need to be careful with that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. What's funny is it took me about a year to unlearn saying behind every time I pass somebody. It took me a whole year.
Yeah, man, I it's something you start doing at grocery stores.
Yeah.
Something you start like that, and like uh, if you're working in a kitchen that has corners and there are no mirrors,
Yeah.
you announce, "Hey, corner," as you're coming around,
Yeah.
in case somebody's holding something hot or sharp or whatever, or in case somebody's rushing through with a tray full of food. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, corner,
Fucking sprinting
right,
past the corner. Like
right.
for real. Do people ever give you like weird looks if you just say behind? They're like, the hell?
I can't remember because usually if I catch myself doing it, I just put my head down and
No, that's funny.
shuffle away as quickly as possible.
Right. Just
Yeah, right.
man, just talking about it makes me miss it so much. Like being in the restaurant.